Chosen ones, this moment has found you for a reason. Deep within, you've always known there's something greater awaiting you. You are destined for more than the ordinary, connected to something vast, something divine. Your journey is unique, and your purpose is profound. The time has come to uncover the secrets that have been hidden within you. What you're about to discover will awaken your soul. Stay with me, for the truth is unfolding and is going to change everything.
Why?
Have you ever felt the weight of being set apart, walking a road that few truly understand? Do you recognize the quiet strength that resides within you, the perseverance to push through rejection, and the ability to remain composed when others lash out at you? This is not something ordinary. This is the mark of your divine calling. You have been handpicked by God for a purpose so profound that it often brings both admiration and resistance from those around you. The path you walk is not one that many can follow, and it may sometimes leave you feeling isolated or misunderstood. But take heart, for this is the journey of the chosen ones. You are not like everyone else. Your story is woven into the fabric of a greater plan, and even though others may not understand it, you are here for a reason. The world may try to push you down, to silence your voice, to break your spirit, but they cannot erase what has been divinely set in motion. You are destined for something far greater than the ordinary, and with that comes not just honor, but struggle as well. There is a divine wisdom that works through you, even in moments when it feels like everything around you is falling apart. And there is a faith based on a beneficial experience that will carry you through the fiery process. Before we dive deeper into this, I want to take a moment to thank you. Yes, you. Whether this is your first time here or you've been following along, your presence is what fuels this mission. Your encouragement, your words of support, and your belief in this journey give strength to continue. If you resonate with this message, if you feel the calling deep within you, I ask you to do something powerful. Drop a 77 in the comments below. Let it be a declaration that you are walking boldly in your calling, embracing the truth of who you are. Let's take a moment to consider a figure from the scriptures, Joseph, a dreamer, mocked and betrayed by his own flesh and blood. His brothers, jealous and envious, plotted against him, only to witness his rise to greatness. In Genesis 37:19, we read how his brothers conspired, and yet they could not stop the divine plan that was unfolding. Do you see the parallel? When the world misunderstands you, when they reject you, when they envy your silence, know this: it is not your loss, but their inability to comprehend the masterpiece that God is creating within you. Now imagine this: what happens when the pressure becomes too much to bear? When the burden feels overwhelming and you uncover the truth about those who have opposed you, manipulated you, or betrayed you, your instinct might scream for confrontation. You may want to fight back, to defend yourself, to expose their lies. But before you act, pause. What does the manipulator truly desire? They want your reaction. They want to see you break, to see you lose control. And if you give them that, if you fall into their trap, you are playing their game. But you, the chosen one, are not like most people. Instead of giving them the reaction they crave, you take a different path, the path of silence. This is not weakness, this is strength. Silence is not the absence of action. It is a strategy, a purposeful retreat into a place of spiritual fortitude. It is where your discernment sharpens and your soul finds clarity. When you remain silent, you are giving space for the truth to reveal itself. You are not letting emotion control you. You are mastering the situation through calm and wisdom. Consider the moment when Jesus was betrayed by Judas. In Luke chapter 22, verse 48, we read that Jesus was confronted with a kiss of betrayal. How did he respond? He did not lash out in anger or demand justice. Instead, he remained silent. He understood that what was unfolding was part of a greater divine plan. His silence was not defeat, it was a demonstration of strength, strength that comes from knowing God's will and from trusting that the truth would be revealed in time. For you, chosen one, silence is not surrender. It is the whisper of victory, the calm assurance that you are walking in alignment with a higher purpose. In those moments of silence, you are not passive. You are preparing. You are stepping away from the noise, from the chaos, and reconnecting with something far greater, God's wisdom, God's discernment. When you observe without engaging, you begin to see the truth more clearly. It's as if God Himself opens your eyes, revealing the hidden motives and intentions of those around you. Proverbs 17:28 tells us, "Even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues." Silence allows you to cut through the noise and expose the essence of every situation. When someone lies or manipulates, they do so with the hope of drawing a reaction from you. They want you to react emotionally, to lose control. But when you choose silence, you deny them that power. You take away their ability to manipulate you, to twist the narrative in their favor. You may wonder, shouldn't I defend myself? Shouldn't I prove my innocence? But the truth does not need loud defenders. The truth has a way of rising up, slowly but surely, like the dawn breaking the night. Think about Joseph again, betrayed, sold into slavery, and rejected by his own brothers. He did not curse them, nor did he demand vindication. He endured in silence. He observed. He trusted in God's plan. And in the end, that silence, that patience, led him to a position of divine favor, where his truth was revealed in the fullness of time. The power of silence lies not in avoidance, but in mastery. It is in showing the world that you are not ruled by emotion, but anchored in something eternal. So, the next time someone tries to provoke you, when lies or manipulation arise, do not give them what they seek. Give them silence. Walk away with your head held high, confident in the knowledge that God is your defender and that your silence speaks louder than any words could ever do. Have you felt this power before? Have you noticed how silence unsettles those who seek to control you? It is because, dear chosen one, silence exposes them. It reveals their weakness and magnifies your strength. You are not meant to be dragged into their chaos. You are called to rise above it. And when you uncover the truth, when the masks fall away, remember this: be silent, give them what they want, and walk away, not in fear, but in faith. Faith that God sees, faith that God knows, and faith that God will act in ways far beyond your understanding. You are chosen. You are set apart. Trust in the power of silence, for it is the echo of divine wisdom moving through you. I could make them feel the weight of their actions? The temptation is strong, isn't it? The urge to correct the wrongs, to defend your honor, to make them see the truth. But in those moments when the world seems to press upon you and injustice feels like it's spilling over, have you ever wondered why you feel that stillness rising within you instead? That gentle whisper in your spirit telling you, wait, trust, be still. It's as if your soul recognizes that the battle has already been fought, that the outcome has already been determined, and all that is left is to walk in the path set before you. Silence is not weakness, it is a powerful declaration of faith. It is saying, I trust that God's plan is far greater than anything I could create in my own power. In this silence, you are not giving up, but you are giving over. You are surrendering the need for control, for retaliation, and allowing the Creator to reveal what has been hidden. When you choose silence, you are not absent from the situation. You are present in a way that transcends the conflict around you. You are standing in your truth, knowing that it doesn't need to be shouted for it to be heard. In God's perfect timing, the truth will unfold, and when it does, it will be more powerful than any confrontation or accusation you could have ever made. Do you feel the peace in that? Do you recognize the strength that comes from not reacting, from choosing to walk in the stillness of God's presence? The manipulators may think they control the narrative, but you, chosen one, know that the pen is not in their hands. It is in God's hands. And when He writes your story, there is no room for deception. There is no room for misunderstanding. There is only clarity, truth, and the undeniable power of His will. You are not alone in this. The story of Joseph is not just his story. It is your story too. It is a story of trusting when everything around you seems impossible, of standing firm when the world tells you to fight, of waiting in the darkness for God's light to shine. Joseph didn't have to force the truth to emerge. He didn't have to seek revenge or expose the lies of his brothers. He trusted in God, and in that trust, he was elevated to a place of power where his enemies could not deny what God had done. His silence became his strength. His patience became his victory. And so it is with you, chosen one. When the manipulations come, when the lies surround you, when the world tries to force you into a reaction, remember that you do not need to fight for what is already yours. The battle has been won in the unseen realms. The truth will rise, and when it does, it will be undeniable. Your silence will speak volumes. Your calm will disrupt the plans of the enemy. Your trust in God will be your shield, your fortress, and your defense. So, when the storm comes, when the winds howl and the waves crash around you, do not be afraid. Stand firm. Let your silence be your strength. Let your trust be your shield. You do not need to fight. You do not need to explain. You do not need to expose the lies. You need only to be still and know that God is at work. In the stillness, you are not idle. You are waiting, watching, knowing that in the perfect moment, the truth will be revealed. Chosen one, let this be a reminder that your strength does not come from your ability to fight. It comes from your ability to trust. Trust that God is working, even when you cannot see it. Trust that His timing is perfect, even when you are tempted to rush. Trust that He is revealing the truth, even when it feels like the world is full of deception. When the manipulators try to provoke you, when the world demands answers, when the lies surround you, remember this: you are chosen. You are set apart. You are under the protection of the Almighty. You do not need to fight the battle because the victory is already yours. Be still, wait, trust, and watch as the truth unfolds before you in ways that will leave you in awe of God's faithfulness. So, chosen one, will you rise above the chaos and walk in this strength? Will you trust that God's plan for your life is far greater than any confrontation or battle? Will you let your silence speak louder than any words ever could? I invite you to comment Amen if you feel this message in your heart. If you are ready to embrace the strength that comes from trusting in God's timing, and if you are committed to standing firm in His truth. And remember, as you walk this path, you are not alone. You are part of a divine lineage chosen for such a time as this. Your silence, your stillness, your trust in God's timing will reveal the truth in ways that will astonish you. So hold on, chosen one, the victory is already yours. You are not defined by the battles you fight, but by the wisdom with which you choose them. There is an undeniable power in knowing when to step back, when to remain silent, and when to give without expectation. It is in these moments of calculated detachment that your true strength emerges, untouched by the chaos around you. The chosen ones have mastered this art. They understand that their power does not lie in the immediate, the obvious, or the external. It lies in the quiet, in the spaces where their hearts are aligned with something much greater than themselves. God's plan. Do you ever find yourself in situations where the world around you is demanding your energy, your attention, your reaction? It can feel as if every moment is a test, every encounter a challenge to your peace. The manipulators, the disruptors, the voices that try to pull you into conflict, they are relentless. They seek to drain you, to scatter your focus, to tie you to their needs and their drama. But you, the chosen one, you know better. You know that the greatest gift you can give them is your silence. Silence which cannot be replaced, not by theirs and not by the world at large. This silence is not passive. It is not a withdrawal out of fear or uncertainty. It is a powerful act of surrendering to a higher purpose. It is the trust that God's timing is perfect and that His plan will unfold, whether or not you engage in every skirmish that life presents. When you choose silence, you are not running away. You are standing in your truth, allowing God to act on your behalf. This is where your peace lies, not in the victory of an argument, but in the quiet assurance that you are guided, protected, and never alone. There is wisdom in knowing that not every battle is worth your energy. Not every conflict is worth your time. Sometimes the greatest strength comes from choosing to walk away, to let the manipulator's schemes fall flat. And when you walk away, it is with grace. You don't need to justify yourself. You don't need to explain your choices to anyone. You are guided by a higher purpose, and that is all that matters. This is why. Remember the story of Joseph, sold into slavery by his own brothers. Can you imagine the pain, the betrayal? Yet, despite everything, Joseph did not fight against his circumstances. He did not seek revenge. He trusted God's plan, and in doing so, he was elevated above his enemies. When his brothers came to him years later, seeking help, he did not retaliate. Instead, he offered them what they needed, not out of obligation, but from a place of spiritual wisdom. His heart was unshaken, and his actions were a reflection of God's grace. The chosen ones understand that their strength is not in forcing their will upon others, but in understanding when to act and when to stand still. This is the essence of true mastery. In the face of manipulation, it is not your force that will win. It is your wisdom. It is your ability to rise above petty conflicts and to act in alignment with your higher purpose. This is what makes you untouchable. When you refuse to engage in the game of manipulation, you remove the power from those who seek to control you. You stand as a beacon of calm in a storm of chaos. But what happens when the manipulator demands something from you? They seek your attention, your approval, your energy. They may try to provoke you, pull you into their world of conflict, and in that moment, your instinct may be to resist, to reject, to stand your ground. But the chosen ones know that sometimes the greatest power lies not in resisting, but in giving. Not in fighting, but in offering, strategically. Imagine this: you are playing a game of chess, and to win, you must sacrifice a piece. It seems like a loss in the moment, but it is actually a move that sets you up for greater success. This is how the chosen ones operate. They give, not out of weakness, but from a place of strength. They understand that when you give without attachment, you deny the manipulator the satisfaction of a fight. You take away their control, and in doing so, you remain unshaken. This is not about submission. This is about spiritual freedom. It is about knowing when to fight and when to release the need for control. Matthew 5:39 tells us, "But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also." Jesus did not mean that we should surrender to every injustice. What he meant was that we should be masters of our reactions. When you give, but do not become attached to the outcome, you demonstrate a strength that no one can take from you. This strength is evident in every moment you choose to give without attachment. You are not giving in to the manipulator's demands. You are acting from a place of inner clarity, knowing that your peace, your integrity, and your purpose are far more valuable than any external victory. This is the mark of the chosen ones. the ability to act with grace, to rise above conflict, and to remain calm when others would unravel. Think about a colleague who provokes you, perhaps seeking a reaction from you. Their words are sharp, their tone aggressive. The world expects you to engage, to fight back, to defend yourself. But the chosen ones understand that silence is a powerful response. By remaining calm, by offering nothing but peace, you disarm them, you take away their power. They are left confused, unsure of how to proceed. They are powerless because they can no longer control you. Psalm 37:7 reminds us, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him." Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. The chosen ones understand that their strength comes not from their ability to react, but from their ability to wait on God. They trust that He will bring justice in His time, and in this trust, they find peace. So, the next time you are faced with manipulation, provocation, or deceit, ask yourself, is this worth my energy? What would happen if you simply gave them what they wanted, but on your terms? You would find that their control fades, their power dissolves. You remain untouched, standing firm in your truth. You are not defined by the petty struggles around you. You are defined by your connection to God, your trust in His plan, and your commitment to your purpose. The world may not understand your silence, your refusal to engage, but that is because they cannot see what you see. You are anchored to something far greater than human conflict. You are guided by divine wisdom, and that wisdom empowers you to walk through life with grace and strength. In the end, the silence, the giving, and the withdrawal are not signs of weakness. They are signs of strength. They are a declaration that you are untouchable because you are grounded in something greater than yourself. You are chosen, and no manipulation, no provocation, no betrayal can change that. As you continue on this journey, remember that you are always one step ahead. Your strength is not in fighting, but in knowing when not to fight. It is in your ability to remain calm, to give strategically, and to walk away with dignity. You are a chosen one, unshaken, unmovable, and always guided by the wisdom of God. Let this truth resonate deeply within you. Trust in the quiet spaces. Trust in the wisdom of knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Your power lies in your connection with God, and that power will never fail you. If this message has resonated with you, comment Amen below, and don't forget to subscribe to Soul Ascendancy. Keep walking in your purpose, knowing that you are always one step ahead. Remember, every trial, every moment of silence, every act of grace that you carry out in the face of manipulation or adversity is a testament to your unwavering faith. You are not just enduring, you are evolving. You are being refined for a purpose far greater than you could imagine, a purpose that you are divinely equipped to fulfill. As you walk in this truth, understand that the manipulations of the world, the trials you face, are simply stepping stones that are helping you ascend. They are not distractions. They are tools in God's hands, shaping you into a person who walks with strength, confidence, and grace. You may not see the results immediately, but know this: every act of forgiveness, every moment you choose peace over conflict, every time you stand in silence rather than react, you are laying the foundation for a victory that is already yours. You are building something eternal, something unshakable. You are becoming the person God created you to be, not defined by the actions of others, but by the strength of your connection to Him. Think of David again, how he walked through his trials with patience and trust in God's timing. There were moments when it seemed like the world was against him, when the pressure was so great that he could have easily given in to revenge, to anger, or to despair. But instead, he chose to walk in silence and trust in God's justice. And in the end, God elevated him, not because of his strength, but because of his obedience. You too are being prepared for an elevation beyond what you can see now. Every moment that you choose to trust, every moment that you surrender your desire to control the situation, is another step toward the purpose God has set for you. You are being refined, like gold in the fire, and nothing will take that away from you. When you choose to remain calm, when you choose to walk away from manipulation with grace, you are not merely avoiding conflict. You are creating a space for God's power to manifest. In that space, there is no room for the enemy's schemes to flourish. The manipulator cannot hold sway over you because you have removed their power by removing their fuel. The manipulation is like a fire that is starved of oxygen. Without your reaction, it simply dies. And as it dies, you grow stronger. You grow more grounded in your faith and more secure in your identity. The manipulator's weapons are useless against you, not because you are doing anything extraordinary, but because you are doing exactly what God calls you to do. Stand firm and trust in His protection. This trust is not passive. It is an active force that brings transformation, both within you and in the world around you. Have you noticed how, when you walk away in silence, something shifts? The manipulator's grip loosens. Their power diminishes because they cannot thrive in your peace. Your peace is a reflection of your faith. It is proof that you know the battle is already won, that your strength comes not from your own abilities, but from the Almighty. And in that moment, as the manipulator's plans fall apart, you become a witness to the power of God in your life. Your silence is not a retreat from battle. It is a declaration of your strength and your trust in God's timing. It is a powerful, transformative tool that speaks louder than any words ever could. It challenges the manipulator to face their own inner turmoil. It confronts their insecurity and exposes their weaknesses. But even more, your silence speaks to you. It teaches you to trust God more deeply, to surrender your will and align with His. You are not fighting for control. You are releasing control to the one who knows exactly what He is doing. And in that surrender, you find peace. You find strength. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." In those moments when everything around you is in chaos, when the manipulator is trying to provoke you, when the storms of life are howling, you can stand firm in the stillness. You can know that God is with you, that He is guiding you, and that His plan will always prevail. Your stillness becomes your strength, your shield, your refuge. It is in this quiet place that you are transformed. It is in this place that you find clarity, that you find direction, and that you find peace. Your actions, even your silence, become an expression of that peace. You are not reacting to the chaos. You are standing in the calm that only comes from God. And as you stand in that calm, you begin to notice something remarkable happening around you. Others start to notice your peace. They begin to see the strength in your silence, the power in your calm. You become a beacon of light, a testament to the power of God at work in your life. You are not fighting battles with words or with force. You are fighting with your faith. And that faith is evident to all who are watching. You are living proof that there is another way, a way that transcends the chaos of this world, a way that is rooted in God's truth and in His love. Have you ever felt that divine peace, that unshakable calm that can only come from trusting in God? It's the peace that Jesus had in the garden, the peace that David had when he chose to forgive his enemies, the peace that you, too, are being invited to embrace. It is a peace that surpasses understanding, a peace that guards your heart and mind. And this peace is not just for you. It is meant to be shared. As you walk in this peace, you become a source of peace for others. Your calm becomes contagious. Your trust becomes an inspiration, and your silence becomes a powerful witness to the world of God's faithfulness. Your silence is not weakness. It is a statement of strength, a declaration that you are not bound by the manipulations of others or the storms of this world. You are walking in alignment with your divine calling, and nothing can take that away from you. Your peace is a reflection of your trust in God. It is proof that you are anchored in something eternal, something unshakable. And as you walk in this truth, you are not just surviving, you are thriving. You are rising above the chaos, above the manipulations, and above the storms. And in the end, you will stand firm, unshaken, knowing that you are walking in God's purpose for your life. Many think of quietness as being closed-up witness. So, chosen one, let your silence speak louder than any words ever could. Let your calm be your strength, and let your faith guide you through every challenge you face. Trust in God's plan, and know that no matter what happens, you are always protected, always guided, and always loved. Walk in this truth, and let the world see the power of a soul at peace. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to comment Amen below and subscribe to the Soul Ascendancy channel. Let us continue walking this journey together, trusting that God's purpose will always prevail. In the movie 30 Rock, Peter Dinklage delightfully takes us from life in the pool to life after the pool. As we journey through life, we are constantly confronted with the complexities of our existence and the various paths that lie before us. Yet, amidst this vast landscape, there is an underlying call, a subtle whisper urging us to connect with something much deeper within ourselves. This inner calling transcends the material world, the everyday distractions, and the obvious answers we often seek externally. It invites us to tap into a part of ourselves that is not bound by the limitations of our current experiences, but rather is connected to something greater, something divine. This concept of being a chosen one is not just a term we throw around casually. It is a profound reminder of our higher purpose in this life. It is a call to recognize the divine presence within us and embrace the mission we are here to fulfill. However, the awakening to this higher purpose is not always a smooth or easy journey. In fact, it often comes with challenges that can feel uncomfortable or overwhelming. The process of awakening requires us to face the shadows within ourselves, those aspects of our psyche that we have long avoided or suppressed. These shadows may stem from past lives where unfinished business and unhealed wounds linger in the subconscious, ready to be addressed. They may also arise from karmic patterns that have been carried through generations, repeating themselves in our present lives. Furthermore, societal beliefs and limitations often impose a certain way of thinking, making it difficult to break free and fully embrace our true selves. What makes this path both challenging and beautiful is the understanding that every obstacle we face serves a greater purpose. Each moment of discomfort, each struggle or difficult emotion is not something to be avoided or feared. Instead, these experiences are reflections of what we need to heal, release, or transform in order to step into our full potential. The shadows are not our enemies. They are the very things that, when faced with courage and compassion, can lead us to deeper levels of self-awareness, growth, and healing. Embracing these challenges allows us to uncover the parts of ourselves that have been hidden or neglected, giving us the opportunity to integrate them into our whole being and, ultimately, come closer to fulfilling our true purpose. In our modern world, many of us find ourselves endlessly searching for answers outside of ourselves, hoping to find direction, validation, or confirmation from external sources. We look to others for guidance, whether through books, mentors, or societal expectations, believing that the answers to our deepest questions lie somewhere beyond us. Yet, the truth that we often overlook is that the answers we seek have always resided within us. Deep within, there is a wisdom, a knowing that is not bound by time, space, or circumstance. This is the realm of our higher self, the aspect of our being that is eternally connected to the divine. This higher self has always been guiding us, offering us direction through intuitive insights, dreams, and those rare fleeting moments of clarity where we feel in perfect alignment with our purpose. However, the challenge we face is not a lack of answers, but our ability to truly listen. In a world that is constantly demanding our attention, it can be difficult to quiet the noise and tune into the whispers of our higher self. We live in a society that prioritizes constant activity, achievement, and distraction. And in this whirlwind, it is all too easy to dismiss the subtle nudges or insights that arise from within. We become so focused on external goals and validation that we often forget to turn inward and listen to the voice that has been guiding us all along. The key to reconnecting with our higher self lies in our ability to pause, to take a step back from the hustle and bustle of daily life and allow ourselves the space to reflect and listen. It is in the moments of stillness, when we create the quiet necessary for introspection, that we can hear the deeper wisdom that resides within us. This stillness does not need to be a grand moment of silence. It can be found in a quiet walk, a moment of meditation, or simply sitting alone with our thoughts. It is in these moments that we can hear the gentle voice of our higher self, offering us guidance, reassurance, and the clarity we need to move forward with confidence. When we begin to listen to this inner wisdom, we unlock a deeper understanding of ourselves and our purpose, realizing that we are never truly alone on our journey. The answers we seek are already within us, patiently waiting to be discovered. The memories of past lives that resurface are not mere random fragments of history. They are keys to unlocking our present understanding. They are echoes of lessons we were meant to learn, challenges we were meant to overcome, and wisdom we were meant to embody. Each memory, whether clear or fragmented, is an invitation to integrate the lessons learned into our current life. These memories serve not only as a reminder of who we were becoming. To dismiss them as mere fantasy or illusion is to disregard the profound significance they hold in our journey towards self-realization. The higher self does not present these memories to confuse us, but to help us remember who we truly are and why we are here. For many, the process of uncovering these past life memories can be a deeply transformative experience. It often involves confronting aspects of ourselves that we may have buried or denied, whether due to fear, shame, or a desire to fit into societal expectations. These memories may challenge our sense of identity, forcing us to question the labels and roles we have adopted over time. But this is precisely where the growth lies. By embracing the full spectrum of who we are, including the parts that have been hidden or suppressed, we begin to access a deeper level of self-awareness. This awareness empowers us to release the old patterns that no longer serve us and step into our true power. As we journey through life, we are often faced with external forces that seek to diminish our light, whether in the form of criticism, doubt, or negativity from others. But for those who are chosen, this external resistance is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength. Our light irritates the demons because it challenges the lies that have been perpetuated for centuries. We are not here to blend in or conform. We are here to stand out and speak our truth. The very essence of being chosen is about embracing the divine light within us, regardless of how uncomfortable or threatening it may be to others. We must remember that our light is not meant to be hidden, but shared with the world. It is through this sharing that we fulfill our purpose. The demons, both internal and external, are not to be feared. They are not obstacles that prevent us from moving forward, but teachers that help us understand the depths of our own power. When we face these challenges with courage and clarity, we are reminded of our strength and resilience. The darkness is simply the absence of light, and by shining brightly, we dispel that darkness. This is the essence of being a chosen one. It is about embracing both the light and the dark within ourselves, recognizing that each is necessary for the full expression of who we are. It is through this integration of opposites that we come to know ourselves in a deeper, more authentic way. For many, the process of awakening to their true nature can feel isolating. It may seem as though we are walking a path that no one else understands, a path that is uniquely our own. But the truth is that we are never truly alone. The universe, our higher self, and the collective consciousness are always supporting us on our journey. There is an unseen network of souls who are also walking their own paths of awakening, and through the interconnectedness of all things, we are never far from the guidance we seek. We may not always see it, but the support is always there, gently nudging us forward, helping us to remember our divine purpose. As we continue to awaken to our higher selves, it is important to remember that this journey is not about perfection. It is not about being without flaws or weaknesses. It is about embracing our humanity and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. It is through this vulnerability that we open ourselves to the deepest healing and transformation. The higher self does not ask for perfection. It asks for authenticity. It asks us to show up as we are, with all of our flaws, doubts, and fears, knowing that we are already whole, already perfect in our imperfection. This is the essence of the Chosen One journey, to embrace our divinity and our humanity in equal measure, to recognize that we are both light and shadow, both strength and vulnerability. It is through this integration that we become whole, that we step into our full power and begin to live in alignment with our higher purpose. As we continue to awaken, let us remember that the road is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Every challenge, every obstacle is an opportunity to become more of who we truly are. And as we step into our light, we inspire others to do the same. I encourage you, dear listener, to take a moment to reflect on your own journey. Are you embracing your true nature? Are you listening to the whispers of your higher self? Are you ready to step into your light, regardless of the challenges that may come your way? Remember, you are never alone on this path. The universe is always supporting you, guiding you toward your highest potential. If you feel inspired, leave a comment below with the word Amen to affirm your commitment to this journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to Soul Ascendancy to continue exploring these transformative messages with us. Together, we can create a world where our light shines brighter than ever before, illuminating the path for others to follow.